Very happy to be at an air show during this very strange year. And one aircraft that caught my attention right away was what I knew to be a CGS Hawk. The big tires, the big Tundra tires, kind of threw me. And I went, I got to go find out more about that. I'm Dan Johnson, talking to a fellow named Joseph Shirley, and no, this is not Terry Short. Terry Short's the name we associate this. Tell me how you're associated with this, Joseph.
So Terry and I met a few months ago via mutual friends. We had friends of friends that put us together and thought we were a good pair. And when I went down for the weekend, I ended up staying a month. And we got together in a meeting of the minds and saw how our two operations could be melded together, and that's what's happened.
So how are you going to meld them together?
So Terry's still involved. I need his brains. I need his experience. And we're going to meld it with my group of guys that love innovation and making things from scratch. And we're going to take his experience and our guys and meld them together into some new upgrades to the Hawk.
What do the new guys do? What is your enterprise that this is coming into, if you will?
So our shop has been kind of a rapid prototyping shop. We've done everything from build tables and chairs to drones. Drones have been a big part of our business. And then we got into experimental components, one of which being composite panels for avionics. So we've been building those recently, and that's sort of how we got connected up. We're friends with the people that needed those components, knew Terry.
Okay, well,
yeah.
So you started kind of doing that, but now this is your construct. Now you said some of this is Terry, some of it's you.
Absolutely.
So divide that for me, if you will, Joseph.
It's about 90% Terry's. We've just taken some things and done some small upgrades and some changes. One request from the owner of the airplane wanted some bigger tires. And we indulged. We put some 27-inch tires, which took a bit of engineering. We had to reinforce the axle. We had to change the axle from the solid steel to the 1.25 Matco billet aluminum. And that gives us a lot more options for the brakes. Obviously, if you're going to have a big tire, you're going to need a lot more brake, and that's something that we incorporated in.
Because you get kind of a flywheel effect out of a tire this size, right?
A lot of torque, yes, yeah. A lot of torque you're able to generate. So to make the brakes effective, we had to upgrade the whole package. So that's all been engineered. We have it in CAD, and so it's very repeatable.
Now that's new, as I recall. I mean, the CGS Hawk goes back far enough. There was no CAD when this airplane was designed.
No, I'm working off hand drawings.
Drawings.
And Terry had definitely stepped that up a notch with a lot of engineered drawings. And then we've taken those engineering and hand drawings, and we have most of the aircraft right now in SolidWorks.
Is that right? Okay,
yes,
that's one of the state-of-the-art pieces of software for this kind of thing. So that's impressive that you've taken it that far. Most people think, well, a little old Ultralight doesn't need that.
Yeah.
But it can use it, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. If we want to make a change, we can make the change in the model first. And then through that experience, we can run stress tests. We can actually do aerodynamic tests. And all those things can be done ahead of time prior to even making a single part. And that's something that's going to save us a lot of time and money. And also, it's going to help us make a better build manual. As if you've ever seen a build manual of this airplane, you know a lot of hand drawings from the 80s.
Well, most build manuals, I've talked to many designers who have said, hey, designing the airplane, you know, that's a lot of work, no question.
Yes,
there's a lot of pieces and parts that got to be right. But they're usually into that.
Yes, sir.
Then they go, okay, now I got to do a manual. Oh my goodness, this is more work than designing the airplane.
Almost an afterthought.
Yeah. But it's a very important component when you're selling a kit.
So right now we have the model to the point where we're in tests, but we can distribute the model and allow the customer to zoom in, rotate it in 360 degrees, isolate parts.
The customer can do that?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
We'll have the ability to do that in hopefully the very near future. And that spawned out of one customer of ours, Larry, who has been working with us very diligently, and a lot of phone calls later, I just started sending him pictures, and from those pictures, we really found a need for that model.
Wow.
We need the ability for the customer to see and touch the aircraft, and that was one way that we could accomplish that.
I'm sure there are some other companies that are doing that, but that's very progressive to let the customer flip things around and go zoom into a certain part. Now, this is while they're building it, too. They could do these things in addition to ordering parts later or whatever.
Absolutely. So it's an end-to-end process for us. So it helps us design, helps the customer build, helps current customers figure out what part they need, need. Again, they're able to pull out, and actually there's a tape measure built into the tool where they can take a measurement. And so I've got.
I didn't know that. That's clever.
I've got a bunch of really smart guys that use these type of things all the time in their builds for school, and inform me, oh yeah, that's very possible. So let's do it.
Where are you located, and how many guys you got working with you?
Yeah, so we've got a handful of guys that have been working for us in our build shop for a bunch of time. We're bringing on some more guys with this process and people. We're based out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati,
just
okay.
Suburb.
Almost back where this airplane started.
Yeah, so Chuck, I believe, was up north in Ohio, but we're in the kind of southwest corner. But I think bringing it back home to Ohio has been a fun piece of the puzzle here.
Ohio's got a little bit of aviation history. Something about some Wright brothers or something.
Something. They're real close. Yeah.
Good stuff. Now,
Yeah.
Joseph, I want to tell everybody that I did have to twist your arm a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You're not done yet.
No,
I mean, obviously you can tell by the windscreen. Folks can see that, and
Yeah.
if they look in here, they'll see there isn't a panel yet. But it's a mighty nice looking construction. I said, look, I want you to tell me this part of the story.
Yeah.
When you got it flying, you think you'll be at Sun and Fun 2021, you said?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
We've already got the space reserved. We're hoping to be at the land with aircraft. And so we've got 9 builds in progress right now.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
We normally don't go into what shows are coming next because somebody might see this in
sure.
2025 or something.
Sure.
So, folks, you missed that boat. But this is a strange year. We thought we should mention that you are going to be at shows. You're at this one. You're going to be at other shows.
This is the only
and then
show
you'll
of the
be
year.
Flying.
The only show of the year. So we're happy to be here.
Excellent.
Even with what we just have done. So.
This looks like the Dynon HDX. Is that correct?
That's correct. This is top of the line for everything. And Kyle over at Dynon has worked with me for the last month and a half, 2 months, to come up with a good package for our aircraft that's fitting. And as we were working through things, being able to outfit this thing with their top of the line everything has been no problem. So obviously it all fits in. We're going to have what we're going to call the shadow panel, which will sit behind the main panel that'll hold all the extra components to keep it nice and compact. It'll also allow us to be able to ship this as a pre-built panel.
You're talking about the senders and the other hardware that go with these.
Got it. The radio is ahead, and then you've got the actual back module, and the ADS-B also, as a transponder, has a module that goes back there. And then we're going to try to mount the antenna for the GPS there as well.
Okay.
So it'll be all one simple installation package that will go in with some hardware and a few wires. The other thing that's really exciting about Dynon is the engine management system. They make a pre-wired harness. Plug and play, and we have to send one wire to the back instead of a whole bundle of wire up to the front.
Yeah, that's great, and those guys have done some great thinking over many years.
So,
here's their state of the art, but your execution here is beautiful. Is this carbon? It looks like carbon fiber, is it?
So in our shop, we're able to make our own panel. So
are you? Okay.
So one of our gentlemen is Rocky. He has a lot of experience with carbon fiber and has come up with a process to make our own panels. So we're very lucky to be able to make from raw material to what you see here, and that's going to lead us to other components on the aircraft that'll be in the carbon fiber as well. They'll all match.
Well, it's definitely beautiful, but I have to say, for me, this is an ultralight.
Absolutely.
I go back to the days of the earliest ones of those, and we didn't have no panels like this in those days.
So you didn't have angle attack.
This thing has
either,
got
I'm sure.
everything on it.
Yeah,
now.
so angle of attack was just a matter of using Dynon's pitot tube, which for us looks cool. So making a standard package and adding the pitot tube on just to have the AOA seemed like a no-brainer. And again, at the cost of Dynon for each little piece, it's hard to not take advantage.
They've put the package together very well. So
what we're trying to do here is just come up with a standard that will cut down on labor and ease installation and standardizing.
Beautiful.
What gets put in.
Tell me how we find out more and follow this progress. Give me your web address, and we'll put it up on the screen for folks.
We're at our website right now. It's CGS Aviation. That is a little bit of a .com, excuse me, and that's a little bit of a legacy site. We still have yet to update that. But we are just took possession of the Facebook page, which is CGS Aviation USA, as well as on Instagram at the same.
Excellent.
So we're able to update.
Well, thank you for talking to me today, Joseph Shirley. Thank you for showing off your beautiful new panel.
Yeah.
You guys go back and get to work and do some work.
We have a lot of work to do.
Get this thing done, and we'll follow more about this and all kinds of affordable aviation on BuyDanJohnson.com. Thanks for joining us here at where am I at? Here at the Midwest LSA Expo in beautiful Mount Vernon on a lovely day.